and welcome to Great Getaways. On today's show, we're going to take you to Cadillac, Michigan, one of the few places we've never visited before. We got a call from local guide Randy Cornell, who was telling us about the excellent fishing, the great canoeing, craft beers. With all that said, we were on our way. So stick with us as we go to Cadillac, Michigan for some outdoor adventures and some indoor stops. We start our trip with local fishing guide and owner of Karma Charter Service, Captain Randy Cornell. We're here today, we're in Cadillac, Michigan. We're going out to do a little bit of fishing with Randy right now. Randy, I'm going to let you tell us where we're at.
Sure enough, Tom. Glad to do that. We are on Lake Mitchell, which is part of the two lakes that's in Cadillac. You have Lake Cadillac proper, which is to the east of us, and we're over here on the east shore of Lake Mitchell.
Okay, and we're out here today, and well, we're going to hopefully catch fish, but we're kind of looking for walleye.
We are. That is the predominant species of fish. There are northern pike, largemouth, smallmouth, crappie, bluegill, perch, and then of course everybody's favorite, best eating fish in the world, walleye.
Okay. Well, give me an idea how big this lake is.
Lake Mitchell's probably about a 15 to 1,800 acre lake. Average depth is 4 to 6 foot. There are some 20-foot holes, and that's where we set up when we're trolling for walleyes. There's one down here that runs along the east bank and along the south shore, and then there's another one that's up here straight to the north of us.
What's the best way to fish them?
Well, I think the best way to catch walleye on Lake Mitchell is trolling with leech rigs. Of course, it's a little early, today's just the 4th of May. Water temperature's 47.6 degrees at the surface, so we're going to have crankbaits and leech rigs down. We will run a bottom bouncer right beside the boat, and we troll slow, 1.7, 1.8 mile an hour, and we just work along where the weed line's set up, and we can tell that by watching the graph. We can actually see the weeds, and we want to be right up against them.
As Randy was explaining the way to catch walleye on Lake Mitchell, Rick Dean decided to start fishing and caught a walleye. Well, Randy, enough talking, I want to catch a fish. Rick set the hook and said, "Okay, Tom, shut up and reel in this fish." No problem. Oh, you know what? I think that's a walleye.
It is.
Coming in pretty good.
In the net.
All right.
Right where he belongs.
And he is a walleye. How cool is that?
A nice walleye too.
That looks like dinner right there.
Has dinner written all over it.
Yes, it does. Now, did you have a leech on that too?
Yes, there was a leech on there, and he apparently swallowed that.
All right.
Just smallmouth that we caught last year trolling this same method was 4.5 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice smallmouth for inland lakes. And that's the beauty about fishing on these inland lakes, Lake Mitchell, Lake Cadillac. There's a full bag of fish that you can catch them all in a single day.
Well, you know what? There's a good reason that Randy knows so much about the fishing in these lakes, because he's a guide out here. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I run Karma Sport Fishing Charter Service, which is an inland lakes guide program. It's just like fishing on the big lake, just everything's in a smaller package. And I spend probably 110 days a year out on Lake Mitchell, Lake Cadillac, and I'm paying attention to what the fish are doing, because this is a family-friendly, affordable option for those people that want to go out and go fishing just for the fun of it, compared to going out on the big boats on the big lake and big water.
Okay. Randy and I spent too much time talking that Rick finally said, "Okay, I'll catch the fish myself, and started reeling in. Randy jumped up and netted it for him.
In the net.
Nice fish.
Yeah.
You see that, Rick? Randy?
Nice, fresh Lake Mitchell northern pike.
You gonna eat him too?
You betcha. They taste just as good as walleye.
I want to thank you and Rick for bringing us out here fishing. We've got all kinds of fish today. What's the chances of getting those cooked up and eating them?
I think we could coordinate that and make it happen towards the tail end of your visit. We got plenty of fish, got some nice pike, got some nice walleye, and if we're really lucky and we find some morels with this weather coming around the way it is, we might be able to fry some of them up and add to the dinner.
Oh man, my mouth is watering already. Our next stop was at the DNR's Carl T. Johnson Hunting and Fishing Center. This was worth the trip to Cadillac by itself. It has so much to offer that it takes an interpreter to explain it. That's when we turn to our guide, Ed Shaw, the Carl T. Johnson Hunting and Fishing Center interpreter. Well, Ed, they got all kinds of nice displays in here. You know, we were overlooking at the bear display, and I'm not sure, but I think one followed us over here.
We have lots of bears in Michigan, and we have a lot in the Cadillac area.
Okay, and we've got one coming at us.
Oh, they're bringing us lunch.
Oh man,
bears
how
learn
about
like steal our lunch?
I love the bears you got here.
That's one thing we do have is good eats in Cadillac.
All right. Usually I think Yogi's coming to steal our baskets, but today we got Candy the bear that's bringing them to us. What a way to go. What do you say we take these right now and head in and have some lunch, then we'll come back and take a look around here.
Sounds good to me.
When we first got here, we came into the center and first thing we got was lunch. So we wouldn't eat lunch, but you've got so much more in here, Ed. You've got actual displays that people can go through and learn a little bit about the fisheries and the wildlife that's in the area.
Yeah, here at the Carl T. Johnson Hunt and Fish Center, our number one priority is education, and we teach about hunting, fishing, and shooting sports. But all these displays, you can come through here and see all the patrons of Michigan, all the sport fish and critters that can be hunted or trapped in Michigan, and learn about them.
Okay, and beautiful displays that are here too. I've seen been a lot of places, a lot of displays, but these are really nice. One of the things though I really like is where we're standing right now. We are with an original Saubal River fly fishing boat. Is that what
these would have been designed for fly fishing in our state. I'm told it's one of three, and the only other one in Michigan that's an original boat is in Lansing at the museum in downtown there, the Natural History Museum. Yep, I manage the Outdoor Skills Academy for the state. It's a series of classes, so if you're interested in fly fishing, you can come take a class and learn how to fly fish, and we take you down to the Manistee River and fish. So we do everything from upland game bird hunting, turkey, whitetails, how to hunt bear, to you name it. Ice fishing is really popular, so that's a fun one because we get to take you out on the ice, and we spend a day or even 2 days in some courses out on the ice fishing with you. So depending on what you're interested in, we have a class for you.
And I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a little bit of look going around because they've got displays. You got several different rooms that people can go into and look at different types of displays.
We're here in the fishing room, but we have a hunting room also, and then we have an educational classroom.
All right.
It's a phenomenal center. If you want to learn, you're in Cadillac, this should be your first stop. Whether you're heading for Tippy Dam or you're going to stay right here in Cadillac and fish on Lake Mitchell or Cadillac, we're here to help. So right here in our fishing room, we have our Oscar Peterson display. These were donated by Cliff Sjogren, or Cap. These were his dad. So Oscar Peterson was a decoy carver, very unique. He's like the Van Gogh of the folk art world. These are very expensive decoys. A lot of people collect them in auctions or even as fish plaques, but it's very unique here. We actually, on Thursday nights, offer a carving class.
Just all good reasons that you want to come up here to Cadillac, stop off here. I know you'll enjoy every bit of it, and you'll learn a lot.
It's a pretty unique thing.
Randy has set up a float trip down the Pine River with the owner of Pine River Paddle Sports, Jake Miltner. Looks like fun, Randy. Joining us will be Lindsay Westorp, Marketing Manager for the Cadillac Area Visitors Bureau, and Marcy Hensley, the Office Administrator. I'm with Jake Meltman right now, and Jake is the owner of the Pine River Paddle Sports Center here on the Pine River. And you know what? We're going to go out, we're going to do a little bit of paddling today. River looks like it's flowing pretty good, though.
It is. We're still in springtime right now, so it's a little higher.
As we prepare to take a float trip on this early spring day, Jake started giving us our seating arrangements and the best way to control the float. This will be a first for me. I've never gone down the river with 4 people in a raft. Now with instructions from Jake, we were ready to start floating down the Pine River. Looks like it's easy so far, but we've only gone about 15 yards here, so wish us luck. As we floated down the river, we soon came across a homemade swing into the water. That looks like fun, but a little too cold today. Beautiful. I love the way that you got nice and run, man. You don't even have to work it.
Pine River, it's a nationally recognized wild and scenic river. Used to be the second most paddled river in the entire nation, actually, in the 70s. Just a phenomenal stream, great trout stream. It's got some Class 1 weight water on it, which is what a lot of people come for, is that little splash fun factor. So the lower section has a little bit more Class 1 weight water in it. Some of the upper sections are a little calmer, so there's really something for everyone. Families, adventure seekers, it's got it all. It's a beautiful Michigan stream.
Jake was a great guide, but I think he was getting a little bored with the slow pace of all of us rookie river floaters. I seen him doing something as he was paddling away, but I couldn't believe my eyes. Yep, Jake was standing on his head in the canoe and steering it at the same time. Well, you know what they say, whatever floats your boat.
My father started in 1971, so he just finished his 50th year last year.
Wow.
And, my wife and I purchased the business this winter. So I grew up in it. My wife started working for the family when she was 17, and that's how we got to know each other, and got married 6 years ago, and decided we wanted to continue on the tradition. So we purchased it this winter. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Now, tell us something about the trips that you have.
Well, we operate primarily on the Pine River. We also operate on the Big Manistee River. 3-day trips, 2-day trips, day trips, multiple different options for day trips, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. We can do longer trips on the Manistee. And then we just started doing guided winter rafting trips 2 winters ago. We just finished our second winter doing that, and that has been hugely popular. Personally, I mean, it is my favorite time of the year to be out there. The unique beauty that you get to see in the wintertime. Yeah, you just dress for it and you get out there and you see some of the most spectacular things you have ever seen.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to get a hold of us, ask questions, information, thepineriver.com. You can call us. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. My wife is active with both of those, so you get to see some really cool clips and pictures of the pine throughout the year, spring, summer, fall, and winter. So check us out. We'd love to get a follow from you. We'd love to see if we can get you out here yourself.
After a day of floating on the beautiful Pine River, we were up for some good food. Lindsay said, "Come on guys, follow me." We followed Lindsay to a unique place, Coyote Crossing. We had a delicious lunch and took a couple of minutes to find out more about this restaurant and resort with owner Pete Finch. We came inside and I met Pete Finch, and Pete is the owner here at Coyote Crossing. And Pete, this looks like a really nice place that you've got here. Okay, now you've got a lot going on here. You've got cabins and I see a stage. Why don't you tell me some of the things that you do have here?
Yes, we have 10 two-bedroom cottages here that are all handcrafted by the original owner and his family built these 10 cottages, which are real nice. They all have 2 bedrooms, full bath, and a family and kitchen area that are included, and they're all basically exactly the same of the 10 units. And yeah, we have quite a bit of activities that go on here year-round, but in the summer we do a lot of live music and have a concert series that starts around Memorial Day. Actually, this year we're starting a little earlier, May 13th, for a special event, but we do about 15 paid concerts on typically Saturday evenings throughout the summer, and then we do an open mic on Thursdays throughout the summer.
Okay, and we also have a nice restaurant here. What kind of
Yes.
food do you have?
Well, we specialize in American fare, but we have specialties throughout the week. We're known for our Friday fish fry, and on Saturdays we do homemade smoked beef brisket that our chef Abigail is perfected and doing very well with. So, but you can get everything from soups. We do a lot of homemade soups, homemade desserts as well, and we pride ourselves in some of the best food up here in the Northwood.
All right, looking for a great place to stay? Come up here to Coyote Crossing. We sat down with Kathy Moore, the executive director of the Cadillac Area Visitors Bureau. She not only filled us in about the park on the water, but about this clever concept, the Cadillac Social District. We're at a beautiful park right here. I know everybody else went in the Clam Lake Beer Company over there, which we're going to join them in a minute, but we came back here. You have a beautiful park back here. Tell me about it.
Yeah, this is called the Cadillac Commons area. So we have a splash pad for the kids. We've got this fireplace here in the winter time. There's a portable ice rink here. But then we also have the city park over there with the fountain. The fountain's not quite going yet this year. It's a little too early, but that'll be soon. Rotary Pavilion, and there's live music all summer long. Over on that side is the market building, where we have a farmer's market a couple times a week, and it's also a great community space. The Shea Locomotive, also over here. It's just a nice, welcoming, open space for families and visitors and people to come and enjoy downtown Cadillac and the lakefront. And then also, as we've been talking about the social district, you're able to bring your drink down here. But as you can see over there, the water, Lake Cadillac is right there. So there's paved walkways, so it's accessible for if somebody has a stroller, or somebody's in a wheelchair, or wants kind of a flat surface. Right. They can walk along the water. And if you were to get really ambitious, you can do these 7.5 miles around the entire lake.
Really?
Which is really actually fun. It was a bucket list item for me. My husband and I did it a couple of years ago, and it's a really cool way to see all the way around the lake. It was a very nice afternoon. We stopped and grabbed ice cream along the way on the other side, but it's a nice gathering spot in downtown Cadillac.
Okay, and two, we're just off Main Street.
Absolutely, and sometimes people don't even realize there's a big lake right here. We are one block just south of Mitchell Street, which goes through downtown Cadillac. It's also US Business 131 loop. And yeah, people don't always realize that there's this amazing gem. So we're working on some signage and things like that to make sure people realize that this is a really cool area right here in our downtown.
Yeah, don't forget to look around. You get in town here and you're driving around, go back on some of the side streets, behind some of the main street.
Absolutely.
You'd be surprised what you can find sometime. You ready to go get a beer?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. It was time to go mushroom hunting, and we were looking forward to going out for a couple hours and picking a basket full for our fish dinner at Randy's. How hard could it be, right? You would think by now, doing over 1,000 shows that have taken me everywhere and done a little bit of everything, that I'd be a little more humble when it comes to learning new things about the outdoors. Well, I was about to be educated again. Well, as you can tell, we're out here in the woods, and we are in the Manistee National Forest. Springtime of the year, springtime means morel mushrooms. I don't know a thing about them. I've always wanted to learn more. I brought a couple of experts with me. I have Aaron and Jill Grinchik, and you guys probably know better than anybody how to go out and find these and how to identify them, which is important because if you get the wrong ones, you're going to end up sick. Now, you got us out here in the woods. What are we actually looking for first to even know that they might be in the area?
Topography plays a lot. It's learn your trees, as well as just get out there and keep your eyes open. It's going to be near water 10 times out of 10, whether it's a river or stream or a low-lying swamp. And we're really fortunate to have so many lakes and rivers and streams in Michigan.
For me, I like to scan out about 20 to 30 feet in front of me. I think there's a common misconception that you want to look straight down, but really, you can cover a lot more ground if you actually span your eye out. And Another great trick is if you found them in a certain spot, go back to that spot because it's very likely that they'll come back. When I scan my eye out here, I'm getting kind of the texture and let's look over here.
Well, you got a lot better eyes than I do.
Okay, I'm just going to stand here and I'm going to let you look. And I'll point to it. And I'm almost standing on one. See?
Sometimes they're really small and delicate like that. They just kind of blend right in.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and here's another one right in front of me.
Oh, there's another one. It's kind of just hiding. So a lot of times I get right at the base of the stem. I just give her a cut, and nice and clean. And the way I know that this is a real morel is when I cut this one in half. Well, partially. My knife needs to be sharpened apparently. That's not a great example, but you can see how it's hollow, and right there you can see how the cap is attached at the base of the stem. So we know that these are the real morels. Let's see if I can do a better job. There's a big one right here, the obvious one.
You really don't need a knife necessarily. You know, I kind of take my fingernail in here and just kind of pinch her off.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a nice example right there. And what I'm showing here is the cap is attached right there. And on the false ones, there is a false morel. The false one will only be attached at the very top, kind of like an umbrella. And so the cap will only be attached there. And another thing about the false morel is that there's cotton on the inside, like a cottony pith.
Well, that was great. And you guys make it look so easy that I'm ready to get more. I don't know about you guys, I want to have them for dinner tonight.
It's going to be a hard time getting me out of the woods, Tom.
I must admit that every time I do something new, it always turns into a lot of fun, and this time was no different, especially when I thought about the delicious dinner we were going to make with our fresh caught fish. Everyone had gone out of their way to make this a great trip, but Randy made it happen. It was only fitting that we ended up at Randy's incredible home, a home that him and his wife Kate designed in a perfect outdoor motif. Well, Randy, we've had such a great time up here in Cadillac. We've had so much fun looking around. It is actually my first time here that I've been around exploring. We have gotten out and done some fishing, which we're going to take advantage of tonight. We went out morel. We're going to take advantage of that again tonight. It's just been a great time. We really appreciate it.
Well, you're certainly welcome. And Lake Mitchell treated us pretty decent and gave us some nice fresh walleye and northern pike that we're going to cook up for dinner tonight, and we got some fresh picked morels that we're going to fry off to go with them, and it should be an absolute culmination of a great 3-day week in Cadillac, Michigan.
As Randy and I continued our conversation, I noticed that Rick got up and started preparing the meal, and soon the ladies were helping. Fresh picked mushrooms, fresh caught fish. I think I better go and taste it and make sure that it's cooked right. Oh my. That is delicious. The cooking was done, and we all sat down and bowed our heads and said thanks for this incredible meal and an incredible week. Okay, let's eat. Well, I hope you enjoyed our show on Cadillac, Michigan. So many things to do there and a lot of great people that we met along the way. If you'd like more information, you can go to our website at greatgetaways.tv. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.